What is up again, my RC people? It is Pride the RC guy, and now today we're on the transmission. This is going to be a big one. We got all our parts laid out here, well, most of them at least, and yeah, pretty extensive. I knew that this was going to be a big one. I am definitely going to time lapse this video, otherwise it probably would be an hour long. Make sure you guys are keeping up with on the build. All your parts, again, are labeled over here if you're new here. These are all of your metal hardware. And then in the diagram itself, it will show all of your plastic pieces that you need to break off of the trees. Clip them off. Make sure you sand the edges down or clip them down so that way you can't see where they were molded onto the tree. That way everything moves smoothly. Make sure you have all your bolts. And over here, I'm going to show you a little bit of update on where we are at after yesterday. So we got a good amount done. We got the fuel tanks on. We have the running boards, the toolboxes on both sides. The front and rear suspension is now complete. I will have another video of assembling these axles back here that you guys can see, and again, I will be upgrading these factory shocks. So that's where we're at with the chassis so far. Probably, I don't know, 5 or 6 hours into it. Definitely taking my time on the first build, but the build it's definitely really nice quality. Again, the only thing I really have to complain about is the shocks. So with that, now it's time to watch me assemble this transmission. If you guys have any questions, leave a comment down below. And I believe that's it. Let's get to it. Alright guys, and just like that, I got the shift forks assembled. We have both gear sets assembled, and we have the housing mostly assembled. So now we're on the final step of assembling the gear set inside of the housing and then putting the plastic housing on. Here we go. And here we are guys, completely finished. It seems to be working perfectly. You definitely want to follow the instructions carefully. There's a lot of little parts for you to mess up. Over here, I just want to show you guys the gear mesh on the motor. Okay, so we see right there, we just have that little tiny gap between teeth. That is just about exactly what you want to see. You want to make sure it's a nice fluid movement with no binding. Over here is your adjustment screw, and keep note that there is a tiny washer that goes on that screw, and you can swing the motor up and down to get that proper mesh. But that is the proper mesh there. Make sure you grease up all the gears. This has all the grease on it, especially on the shift forks. This is the grease that comes included with the kit. But everything's moving fluidly, the motor is mounted, and we are ready to move on to the next step of putting the plastic fake case over it and then sticking it in the frame. So let's do it. Alright, and with that, that's all the time we have for today. Now the chassis is pretty much all complete. We got the tires and rims mounted, and the next video will be one of the final steps, which is the painting of the interior and the painting of the exterior. So far I'm pretty happy. Most of the chassis is now complete. It took a good amount of time, but it was a fun project, and this is definitely something that I think others will enjoy too. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.